We can't be looking at him like, oh, you know, his father should have taught him, his brother should have taught. No, because the men who their fathers did teach them, their marriage is still ending in divorce.
It's different though. It's different though.
That's not the. I think that's a whole different type of. I don't even think that kind of correlates, bro. We talking about at least knowing what you would accept and what to watch out for. If the marriage happens to not work, that's different. This is blatant disrespect from a woman that's supposed to be your wife. This is the reason why the marriage won't work. Marriages don't work for all kinds of reasons, but this is the reason why it won't work in this scenario, because she has absolutely no respect for you. And again, like I said, my pops always said, don't try and take a woman serious. That her main goal is to be famous, because she'll do everything for that.
Even guys who are good with women, we didn't just come out the womb being good with women. We had to learn it. We put in the repetition, and most guys don't have reps.
Corny is my preference is not my women. Now, I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal to me, period. Those are your roots. Those women are reflected in your roots. So if you're saying, hey, I don't generally date them, but I have more space for it, even though I still think it's a little corny.
Akash only dates brown. Akash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife. That's an Indian woman.
So this is like loyal through and through. Okay.
And I understand it's not as important for y'all, but as an Indian, there's not a lot of us who are famous. So whether you like it or not, people are looking at you as a role model. You guys have established yourselves as role models. From simps to pimps, which is another motto I find kind of corny, but I looked into what you guys are about. And a lot of the shit is just childish, which is fine if you want to be funny. We just talked about how doctors ain't shit for 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. We are not in any way life coaching. We are not in any way trying to help men outside of, hey, come have a laugh for a couple hours. Right. If you're going to paint yourself as life coaches and then say shit like, my preference is, which is honestly bullshit. It is, I don't want to date black girls. That's the way every black dude that fucks white girls says it. I've dated black girls in my life. All right, bruh. Who the fuck hasn't except me? You know what I mean? Everybody gonna dabble in everything. It is the mentality that I have an issue with, and Alex is upset with the specific words, true, but underneath it, he's upset with the mentality. And a lot of stuff you guys say in general, I think is stuff that's kind of childish. I saw a clip where you were like, oh, the nuclear family's falling apart. What do? I don't get married. Just don't get married. You're actually trying to help men, or you talking to fucking incels who are 18 years old? That's some shit you say to college. I'm gonna turn you from a simp to a pimp. All right, bro. Can we grow up? You guys are self-help. Hey, we're trying to help men. So either we're funny or help men and be real and be honest with yourselves and don't have an ego like, no, I have a preference. Be honest. Let's just be mature about what we feel. And part of that maturity is, it was a bad joke. I don't actually feel exactly that way.
The red pill community is needed. This is why it's needed, basically, because of situations like this where you have a man that doesn't know how to vet women, and he wound up with the wrong type of woman, according to everyone else. And so I'm asking you guys, do you guys think that the rhetoric is needed?
Yeah,
of course.
That kind of go back to what I said. I hate that he didn't have a father, brother, uncle, somebody around to teach him better. So now he's one of them dudes that need red pill to kind of give him some type of guidance on what to look for, because apparently he didn't see it.
The red pill ain't teaching men shit other than what their father should have taught them if they had one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's not a whole lot, you know what I'm saying, that they talking, that there's not the people who think the red pill is like, you know what I'm saying, bad mouthing women or whatever. Those are just the women who they feel like they're being talked about, so they have a problem with it. Like, it's just a bunch of miserable dogs hollering. But what these dudes are talking about, like, yeah, it's needed, because imagine if he had this type of game given to him before he got with her. Fuck, imagine if Steph Curry had it before he got with Aisha, or Will had it before he got with Jada. Like, this shit helps men.
Thought you was about to mention me. I was like, whoa, hold on.
Nigga. I don't talk about nobody's personal. Right, you my dog, so that's not gonna happen.
Question to y'all: do y'all think women should cuss? Be allowed to cuss?
I don't think women should be allowed to vote or speak.
Okay, cool. But we're talking about cussing right now.
Or speak in most situations.
Damn. Do y'all think women should be allowed to cuss?
Well, I want to answer your question straight.
Allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Well, like you said, they can say what they want to say because they give them opportunity to put a mic. So I wouldn't say allow, but I don't think it's sexy that they do it. Talk like that.
No, I get that, right? But I'm just saying allowed, right? Should women be allowed to cuss publicly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should they be allowed to speak publicly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that man married a woman who's allowed to do the things that she do. Is he happy with her?
I don't think
Deep
so.
down inside, I don't think he is.
Well, do we know?
Then why'd
We
you
don't.
ask?
So if his marriage lasts
the
to
reason
the
I say no because some of the rhetoric he talks and talking to other men about, but his woman's doing just the same thing that he's talking against. In my mind, I think he is.
And
I don't think he's happy with her behavior.
Okay, but we don't know.
Not for sure, no.
And I get it, right? We can still have our opinions, right? I'm not saying you can't have your opinion, but we don't know. And if this man and this woman marriage lasts for 25 years and they have an amicable breakup and they're not bad mouthing each other in their divorce, would that be a successful marriage to y'all?
No, because they divorced.
Okay, so it don't matter how great, because all these niggas who ain't red pill or all these niggas who are whatever they are who end up in divorce, all these righteous men, all these men who pastors, lawyers, doctors, dentists, athletes, entertainers, entrepreneurs, all these men who maybe stand-up men get divorced. So it don't matter. It's like, what are we talking about? We can't be looking at him like, oh, his father should have taught him, his brother should have taught. No, because the men who their fathers did teach them, their marriage is still ending in divorce.
It's different though. It's different though.
That's not the. I think that's a whole different type of. I don't even think that kind of correlates, bro. We're talking about at least knowing what you would accept and what to watch out for. If the marriage happens to not work, that's different. This is blatant disrespect from a woman that's supposed to be your wife. This is the reason why the marriage won't work. Marriages don't work for all kinds of reasons, but this is the reason why it won't work in this scenario, because she has absolutely no respect for you. And again, like I said, my pops always said, don't try and take a woman serious, that her main goal is to be famous, because she'll do whatever she can for that.
Wait, Will, let me ask you this. You familiar with Buddy the comedian?
I'm familiar with him. I don't know. I don't follow him.
Is he the type of man that values fame like to the Adam 22 level, where he would put his wife up to this shit to make her famous?
I don't think so.
No, he actually loved his wife, bro. So the point where he actually was like super hypocritical is that in his stand-up, when he's doing his sets, he'll make fun of like people in the crowd, like, are you guys on a date? And if the girl acts funny, like, oh no, I'm not with him, or he'll be like, well, how long have y'all been friends and shit? And then he like plays on that, like when the woman doesn't respect the man she's with, or all of that same stuff. But then the whole time, his wife is in the doctor's office.
He's doing the same shit to him.
With her ass out recording shit for her doctor, talking about her asshole has seen a lot of activity. Like it puts on this the type of bitch she is, bro.
So check it out. A lot of comedians, they be super depressed. And they be speaking about like real life events. He might be really funny with that shit because that's what he experienced, and he just projecting his experience on the people in the audience and making fun of it. They do a lot. It'd be like a lot of them be really depressed and end up being self deleters or on the verge of self deleting. That'd be an issue. I think so. Here's the part where them two dudes who was saying they don't date black women do get. Like they tweak on damn near everything they be doing and talking about and extreme stuff they go through, but it is necessary that men need to know how to operate with women, because if you put her on a pedestal and project or believe she a virgin and you really believe that shit and you get in a marriage and this come out later, that could make him even more self-deleting. You know what I'm saying? That's a big hit to wake up one day and your wife talking about getting her cheeks blown out after you done went publicly and fought with some men telling them that she's a virgin. Bro, that shit is embarrassing. And
you would think it's embarrassing. And I'm with you, Marcus. 100% I'm with you, because it will be embarrassing to me. It will be embarrassing to you. But Adam 22 let other men bang his wife.
Right.
Some men just are okay with it. Look, again,
that's why I asked that question.
Structure, order, or decorum. We don't know what's right and what's wrong. So because we allow people to be them, there's men out here sleeping with men, women out here sleeping with women, men claiming to be women, women claiming to be men. There ain't no boundaries of what is okay, what is not okay. So I'm just confused. We're talking about a woman who has a foul mouth. Now, again, I wouldn't stand for it. But y'all all are okay with women because I think women shouldn't be cussing.
I didn't answer the question. I didn't answer the question. My answer is no. I don't think my wife don't curse. I don't think that shit is attractive. Do I think they right to do it? It should be removed? No, because I like people have the ability to show you who they are. If they
have no structure, order, decorum yourself, and at the end of the day, although you prefer them not to, you don't want to remove that right to. And I get it. It's a complex dynamic, right? It's like a Rubik's Cube. It's like
because if you hide who they are, then they can only be themselves in this one outcome. She gonna end up cheating on your ass with the gardener or doing some goofy shit and robbing you. Like, oh, with the nigga she can be free with. So no, just be free. I can see who you are and I can choose from there. That's kind of my thought process.
But in letting people be free, which I agree with you, right? I always tell people, let people be who they are so you can know who they are. And if you don't like who they are, then you don't have to deal with them. But if you try to put them in a box, they have to be a particular way. They may be that way. You make a commitment to them, and after a while, the levees break. And it's like they can't hold it in anymore. And they're like, look, I've been hiding my true self. I'm tired of living like this. And then they throw up on you all this information that you're like, oh, who are you? And it's like, no, who are you? You made me feel restricted where I couldn't share this with you. And I think we're all somewhat guilty of that with the people in our lives, with our kids, our siblings, our friends, our significant others. I think we all kind of project on people how we think they should be. But because there's no rules, again, if it was structured like Mont, I thought Indians was like blah, 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 blah. Because Mont believed Indians have structure, order, and decorum. He believed that.
Mont kind of believe everybody, black people got culture, structure, order, and decorum.
Well, I mean, I said it earlier. Like I said, look, I don't have no my man don't. I think he is unhappy because the way he talks and speaks, like you said, the way he does his stand up and horns in on certain shit. Yeah, he's not okay with his woman doing that. I know he's not. Now he's got to save face by not saying anything or bringing it up or publicly humiliating the woman. No, he can't do that. I mean, he could, but I don't think he's gonna do it because now he's gonna look bad. He's gonna look like the lame that he is, and he doesn't want to do that. But you know, it is what it is. Look, I don't have no problem with Will. You said earlier that you should take a microphone from these women. No. I want these heifers to talk. We need these heifers. We need that demonstration so we can teach our sons, our nephews, our little cousins, our younger brothers. This is the type of individual I would not recommend that you deal with. Don't deal with these type of heifers. Let them hyenas be them. Be out in the wild, do the wild shit. Don't deal with them though. Now, if you decide you want to fuck on them, then you fuck on them. But don't you goddamn put a baby in these nasty heifers, and don't you dare marry the woman, because you're gonna have a lifetime of misery behind you. So I want these women to talk. Be free, chicks. Be free, women. Heifers, talk your shit. So
you sound like,
and I could teach my son and y'all sons about staying away from certain type of women. So we need this.
Well, he is a catch-22.
Staying away from these hoes. And
I've been to
hoes.
If you,
I said no, my fault. That was the Martin Luther King. I have a dream of staying away from the heifers, and I've been to the mountaintop, and I've seen women ask for cash apps, and women ask for PayPals, and all they want to do is get their hair and their nails done. Stay away from these heifers. You stay away. God damn it.
Well, the problem with it, Hink, and again, I agree with what you're saying, but it's a catch-22. We're damned if we don't, we're damned if we do. When you let people speak freely like this, so you can know who they are, the problem with it is others observe it, and it perpetuates a problem. When people have structure, order, and decorum, like when shame existed, it was amazing why there was only so many women living shameful lives. Now, the other women probably was doing some shameful activities, but it wasn't on Front Street. It wasn't for the world to see. And when you put it on Front Street for the world to see, it promotes that behavior more so than educates the young men to stay away. Or when guys have a debaucherous behavior, it promotes the behavior. It doesn't deter girls say, oh, I don't want those kind of guys. No, they run to those kind of guys. It doesn't discourage men. No, they run to those kind of women. Those debaucherous men and debaucherous women have no shortage of entertainers. People entertain them regularly. It's the people who have structure, order, and decorum that struggle. When you tell your sons, hey, stay away from these kind of heifers. All right. Yeah, your son gonna be on a lonely journey for a long time, because instead of teaching them how to stay away from these kind of heifers, we need to teach them how to go get the kind of women that you want them to have. You can't just teach them one aspect.
That's all going to be implemented in the plan. That's a must.
Yeah, but men don't teach their sons how to get women. Men don't even know how to get women.
Maybe look, majority of men.
I plan on teaching mine.
You know how to get women?
Now with the nigga, all the niggas that know how to teach their kids.
Well, you know how to get women?
I don't.
My plan on me teaching him how to do this shit. Like we be
Mom,
talking
you
about.
asked me, do I know how to get women?
Yeah.
I'm assuming so, sir, but I'm assuming you don't think I do.
I'm not. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
We'll run that line again.
Like,
run that line.
one
He
thing
need to hear that line again, Will. He want to hear that line again for him again.
Hey, ask the audience if anybody tried it.
Try what?
Tried the stuff I be telling them. Well, I told them last time I was here.
Did anybody try? But run the line again, just so they remember.
I'm not running nothing again.
Yes, we'll see it.
What was it, Hank? You remember what he said?
We'll do that line again, Will. That you did.
If you like me, something about if you like me.
Oh, you say, take your phone out. Which one of y'all like me?
I didn't say take your phone out.
You gotta tell me then. I'm paraphrasing.
I think he said. I think he called the women beautiful, and he said, "Which one of y'all like me?"
Which one of y'all like
Yeah.
moi?
Well, see, Monk, you got to be handsome to pull that off. But even if you're not handsome, listen, you can get rejected. No, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, listen, I'm very direct with what I say, Hank. Look, I think what people don't realize is this: you need at bats. Most guys don't have enough at bats. You know why? Think about it. Guys in the Major League Baseball barely hit 30% of the balls thrown their direction. Now, granted, you got a world-class pitcher throwing the balls at you, but you are a world-class batter, you know. But guys, it's very difficult. Even guys who are good with women, we didn't just come out the womb being good with women. We had to learn it. We put in the repetition, and most guys don't have reps. They just don't.
You remember when Darwin did a whole stream on me and Law them talking about putting the reps up?
Right.
Y'all remember that?
Hell yeah, that's what kind of banned them for me. But look, Joe, it's not only just the rep. Sometimes it's not necessarily inherited, but you come up seeing how your father operates around people in general, right? That gives you a leg up. You know what I'm saying? When you understand how to talk to people, you're not shy in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like my son, he's 6. He understands, like, listen, he has no problem holding a conversation with somebody, right? Especially women. It's easy to him. So that only intensifies the older he gets. So now he's not afraid to talk to the woman. You know what I'm saying? He's not because hell, it's no big deal. It's just me being me. Charisma comes with practice. You know what I'm saying? But it also comes with just repetition. So I guess we can agree on that. You know what I mean? And charisma can get you a long way.
Well, we can go back to a live. We did the live stream of a few months ago, probably about 6-7 months ago, when we was up here with your cousin Sherman. I was telling y'all that men aren't raised to be husbands. Y'all remember that? We always talk about women, you know, ain't raised to be wives. I'm saying boys ain't raised to be husbands.
I mean, some. I've only had the pleasure of raising those underneath me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really.
It's fair to say that boys aren't raised to be husbands because they're raised by women.
Well, Willie, the thing is, Will doesn't like to generalize other
married
people.
And outlaw married. You right. I do generalize. I generalize because I'm able to do that.
No, you don't like to generalize. You don't believe in it.
No, I generalize all the time. What are you talking about?
I think more men are raised to actually treat women a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You taught to open the doors and to be nice to them and don't say this and don't do that and make sure you know what I'm saying? You're taught that
How
more
long
so.
do they
So
do
I
that?
think it's what you're taught. Everybody's gonna teach you that. Like when you go somewhere, it's the things that a man is supposed to do, right? We have all these stipulations on what we're supposed to do as a man, regardless of who teaching it to you. What I'm saying is it's the general consensus of the things that you're supposed to do.
I don't think men are taught that. I don't think boys are taught that. I think boys are told that. There's a difference between telling a boy something and teaching it to him. Because if you teach a boy to open up the doors all throughout his adolescence, you will make sure he's adhering to the teaching. He's constantly opening doors for women. If boys are opening doors for women throughout their adolescence, they're not going to stop doing it when they become adults. No, boys are told to hold the door open for a woman, to open the door for a woman. I rarely ever see a man open the door for a woman in my life. All throughout life, I rarely see men opening doors for women. Rarely see it. And I know y'all rarely see it too.
I don't know. I do it and I teach it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
see it, though.
you don't.
Y'all
So
see
Will,
it.
you don't open the door for when they. You don't do that at all. You don't open the door for women.
I do.
Oh.
Even if
I
they
wasn't
not
taught
mine, if
that.
they in my
I wasn't
vicinity, you know
taught
what I'm
that.
saying?
I decided to do that on my own accord.
Do you walk on the outside of the street?
I do.
Like
I learned that from my seventh grade substitute teacher taught me that, or told me that. She didn't teach me anything. She told me. My mama never told me. Nobody else ever told me. In seventh grade, I heard it for the first time. And I was like, And my daughter told me one time when she started coming of age, she was like 7. And she was like, Daddy, I don't want you to walk on the outside of the street because I don't want the car to hit you either. So it was just like, my daughter was thinking like, this don't make no sense. That car gonna run through you and hit me. You're not gonna block the car from hitting me too, Daddy. It's gonna hit us both. And I'm like, she's right.
Do you pump the gas when you go to the gas station?
Woman, I tell her, when my woman come home on E, sometimes she come home on E, but I don't like my woman stopping at the gas station, period. And she's never pumped gas in my presence. Actually, I think she did it once. And we had a conversation about it. I can pump gas. I'm like, nah, you used to being independent. You ain't independent no more.
So you make sure the snow cleaned off the car and shit.
We ain't got no snow down here, sir.
Well, I think Will's a gentleman, man. Y'all
I think he is too, but he's saying nobody doing it.
It's different, man. Will's all right, man.
Hey,
what's the opposite?
So JR, remember Will came up here and said all of us ninjas are lying? I think he lying right now.
Thank you, Hank. Thank you, Hank. At least you calling somebody a liar, nigga. I'll be the liar.
I don't think men should be taught to be husbands. That we need to raise our sons to be men, and then also to know what to expect from women as far as how they are to be treated. Because we teach boys how to treat women, but we don't teach boys what treatment to expect from women. So what treatment to demand from women if you're going to be, their protector, provider, and shit. So that husband stuff, they'll figure that shit out when they're older. But if any man can figure that out, but it also, a man should know what he should expect from a woman that he's giving his best to.
Mont, they think you Goldie around this bitch, huh?
I don't know why. I'm
man, the hyenas love Mont, bro.